Ladies, stop thirst trapping in public and stop choosing violence on men you don't know. Walk away, choose your battles.
Well, let me say this. TikTok, Happy New Year, y'all. We out in D.C. Yeah. Yeah, we out in D.C. Excuse me. Woo, cold out here. And it seems to me that many of y'all are in a bad start to the new year already. Y'all ain't learned nothing. You say this, sir? Let me tell you ladies this. Let me give you that uncle advice, that fatherly uncle, big brother advice. So, over here, so you had two modern block hoffers dressing like, it was pretty provocative. It's cold as hell. So them dressing all provocative, and one was kind of little like borderline stripper Cardi B like. So one of the guys was like, woof, woof, woof. Now to me, yeah, he was catcalling. Now I hear women on the app talk about they don't like getting catcalled. Well, and y'all talk about y'all laugh so hard as a woman. I gotta say this though. Why don't you take your ass to the Middle East? Go to a non-Western country as a woman, and then you think about what you're saying. But you don't have to worry about that mess because you don't get to have an opinion. There's more of a natural order. You're under Sharia law. You cannot walk out in public without a relative. You can't walk out a certain day at a time. There's a curfew for y'all, so you don't have to worry about being catcalled or disrespected. And plus the women are fully covered. And I don't want to hear this, well, you could dress conservative, and I heard, but I don't do I heard. What is your personal experience? I don't want to hear I heard some hearsay nonsense about some dude you talking about that you talk about you was so nice and kind to this man. You declined his hello, his advances, and he got violent. I don't know. Some hearsay nonsense when she ain't telling you the whole thing. Like y'all always do. Y'all don't tell the whole thing. Y'all tell. The reason why you don't want to tell the whole story, a lot of times, that's very happy because I'm out in the public. Most women. Hey, how you doing? Good day. They're not feeling you, or they're not vibing. They just going. No man's going off the deep end. Don't let the media propaganda and the social media propaganda, especially the social media propaganda, fool you, deceive y'all. They say that for clickbait. And a lot of these so-called women who are so-called victims, again, that's rare. Because I can tell you, you got a lot of women who can't take no for an answer too. There's men who can walk around with money, look like he can get out of a nice car, or he can look like, one of them meathead, bodybuilders. And there's women who lost their shit, or the guy ignored them, or didn't make no advances, and they be crying in the car or yelling and cussing them up. I've seen both sides of this. Both sides is a problem. But what we're not going to do is push these false narratives in 2024. Let me say this. So the guy was just like, okay, it was inappropriate. I'll acknowledge it. I'm not defending his actions, but come on, ladies. You cannot look like a prostitute, a hooker, a stripper, being all extra provocative and expect a respectful hello. It just doesn't happen. Here's the thing. Uncle Calvin and me being your father, some of y'all have fathers and there were some bitch ass, hoe ass niggas. Okay. Let me say this. You cannot look like a woman of the night and expect to get lady treatment. You're better off, okay, you understand what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear this, well, I can still get this. Let me say this. If I go, anywhere I go, I look like I don't have no money. If I don't want a certain type of woman targeting me, because this has happened, I'm going to make sure to reduce my chances. If I go in the hood, I make sure all my stuff, you don't see it in my car.
No, you don't. No, he doesn't. He lying.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure all your belongings is hidden and covered. Make sure they're all hidden and covered. You know what I'm saying? This is what I said. Make sure you don't look like you got, don't be having walking on wads of cash. And having all types of jewelry. You don't make yourself a target if you don't want to be a target. Now, me telling the truth, me telling these facts, I'm still being a target. I find that interesting, but you know, that's a whole different topic. Bottom line is this. If I am trying to attract a certain person or attract a certain type of attention, you gotta play by how it is out here. If I want a certain type of energy, it's what you put into the universe is what you get back. That's a fact. There's no debate on this. So if I want a man to greet me respectfully, then you need to dress like respectfully. I don't want to hear no exceptions. Look, there's nothing perfect out here. Okay? You want to carry yourself you got to be classy. Be conservative. I don't know why y'all trying to have all that skin on. It's cold as hell. I ain't trying to get no pneumonia. Got all this extra thirst trapping. All this extra thirst trapping for what? I guarantee you're not going to attract a doctor, a politician, a lawyer. You be the woman of the night, but no, you might get that man, that high value man. But guess what? You will be considered a side chick. Some of y'all want to be side chicks. My thing is, the guy was like, woo woo, he just acting all goofy. Just ignore it. I mean, he ain't doing nothing serious. He just talking junk. People talk junk to me all the time, but you know, I ain't making it about me. But it's like, you know, there's women say, hey, no, I don't know, he was shooting a shot, or he was just being just an ass. To me, she want to make threats and talk crazy and make all these threats and talk about being violent. Now, what did this do with the respondent? I know. Well, she felt she was in the right. She felt she was being picked on. Okay, my thing is this. You got to learn how to pick your battles and focus on what's important. Pick your battles wisely and choose your wars. Okay? So why am I going to escalate the situation and threaten the man's life? Because he said, when you've been on this planet ever since y'all started popping and evolving and developing your body. You know what's up at this point. Okay, you know what's up. Why am I going to get into it with somebody I don't know, make up threats, and get all violent, like I'm going to do something, like I can knock his ass out. You probably can knock his ass out, you know. You probably can carry some. I know she ain't carrying no weapon. I can tell. This way I can just tell. I'm not going to tell you how I know. Most people who carry something, they're pretty, you know, a sane person is pretty, like, you know, they're not triggered easy. They ain't trying to be all worked up on some petty shit. I'm going to leave it at that. So, ladies, let me tell you something. Instead of being masculine, belligerent, and being a stereotype, just walk away. Especially when you're in a safe space, to just walk away, ignore the bullshit. Stop trying to have the last word. Stop trying to win an argument. Win in life. You're not going to change everybody's perspective. You have to lead by example, and you have to show, if you want to influence people, you do it through actions. You do it from winning in life. Not being emotional, toxic, and extra and disrespectful, and belligerent and confrontational. Y'all gotta get your mental health checked. Y'all got a lot of unresolved issues, and y'all need to work on that. It's not like y'all. It's like look at this. If you wanna, it's all about how you conduct yourself. I don't do respectability politics, but it's how you conduct yourself. Let me say, the most conservative ladies out here. The most conservative. I'm talking about Muslim dressed. Don't have them problems. Feminine energy, understand that. But see, God